Hi, friends. So I wanted to go through and give you guys a little bit of feedback on your slides that you did for our quickly and slowly unit. So we're going to just go through and I will give you a little bit of feedback on each one. So you can either watch or you can just watch your own slide, whatever you're feeling like doing. So the instructions were you were to go in and pick a quickly or slowly topic or earth event, and then you were going to share with us about it. So here's Bennett's. Bennett said, I chose the Grand Canyon. It was caused by water. It happened very slowly. There was a river that caused erosion and carved into the rocks and carried the dirt away. Bennett, I really like how you shared your knowledge of the Grand Canyon and how the Grand Canyon was formed. And yes, I do agree. It did happen very slowly, and it did cause erosion. Really nice job, Bennett. I love these images you picked. So our next one, was Mrs. Donovan. So we probably don't need to look at this one. So next one was Juliana's. Juliana did tsunamis. Tsunamis are earth events that happen quickly. Tsunamis are giant waves caused by earthquakes and volcanoes. As a tsunami moves towards land, it draws up all of the water around itself until it crashes onto land. And then she did a little caption over here. Ooh, Juliana, I love your caption. Sometimes a tsunami will die down in the ocean before hitting the land. That's a really good fact, Juliana. I agree that tsunamis happen quickly. I also agree that they are giant waves caused by earthquakes under the ocean. Really cool images. And of course, my artistic girl chooses an art image as well as some realistic pictures of waves. Excellent work, Juliana. Okay, so here's Miss Josie's. Josie chose tornadoes. So I noticed that a couple of you picked weather events, which I thought was very interesting because we didn't really study weather events during this planner, but they are events that happen on Earth. And yes, tornadoes are an Earth event that happen quickly. And I agree with you, Josie. She said, I know that it's a quick event because the wind goes really fast in a tornado. It happens when cold air and hot air mix together during a storm. Excellent share of your knowledge of another Earth event, Josie, that we didn't even study. So really cool tornado pictures that you picked here. And I liked how you typed out a little paragraph here to tell us about tornadoes. Good work, girl. Next was Kylie's. Kylie did floods. So Kylie said, floods happen quickly and slowly. It can happen slowly from rain over time, and it can flood into buildings. It can happen fast because water can go fast down steep hills, and there can be tons of rain pouring down, so the water increases. What a good word, Kylie. Really, really excellent images that you chose, Kylie. And I also like how you did a really colorful title for your slide that caught my attention. Kylie, I agree with you that floods can happen both quickly and slowly. Excellent share of your knowledge, Kylie. And then we have Mr. Colston. So Colston did tsunamis as well. So tsunami, hold on, guys. Let's go escape. Let's go back. Let's go present. Okay, now we can see Colston's. Colston said tsunamis are fast. Tsunamis are fast because they could come anytime. They are caused by earthquakes and volcanoes under the water. Excellent share of your knowledge, Colston, of a tsunami. I also really am enjoying these pictures. That makes me feel like I would not want to be in a tsunami. It looks kind of scary and incredibly destructive. Very nice job, Colston, on your share of your knowledge of tsunamis. Okay, next was Bailey's. Bailey did volcanoes. Oh, she did volcanoes and floods. So Bailey said a volcano can erupt slowly and a flood can happen fast. Very cool images. This one is really interesting, Bailey. I can see how that flood could be happening fast over that street there. Or is that an airport? Huh, interesting picture, Bailey. Thank you. Okay, next was Finn. Finn also did volcanoes. Let me move myself around here. Ooh, put me over here. This is a volcano. It is erupting. Lava is coming out of it. In the earth, lava is called magma. Flows fast until it starts to cool into obsidian. Oh, goodness. So, Finn, yes, obsidian can be formed by hot lava turning rock into obsidian. Yes, that is true. We also get lava rocks from volcanoes. This is an incredibly interesting image that you've picked for volcanoes today. And you've done a really nice job of your share of your knowledge, Finn. Nice work. Okay, next was Maylee. So Maylee did earthquakes. Some earthquakes are not harmful. Some can destroy buildings and more. So I think earthquakes happen over time and they can be fast. They can make a tsunami if it is underwater. A volcano can cause an earthquake. An earthquake can cause, with all of my things up, I can't see your last sentence. A volcano to erupt. Okay, now I can see it. All right. So yes, Maylee, I agree with all of this. Although earthquakes don't happen over time. Earthquakes happen pretty quickly. Although the shifting of the plates, that can happen over time, right? So as that pressure builds and builds and builds and builds, and then we can have an earthquake. So that part I do agree with. Excellent images that you picked today, Maylee. I like all of those. So Emmett did tsunamis. Emmett, I like how you and Juliana both picked kind of an artistic representation of a tsunami wave. Tsunamis are an earth event that happens quickly. I know this because under the ocean there are earthquakes and volcanoes erupting. It makes a big wave. I completely agree with you, Emmett. This picture is incredible. We can see that lava coming up under the ocean. And this looks to me like some destruction that might happen after a tsunami. Really good share of your knowledge, Emmett. I'm proud of you. Okay, next was Ivan. Ivan chose fire. So another one that we didn't really study much about, but I completely agree with your share here, Ivan. Ivan says, I chose fire. Fire is fast. It destroys homes and land very fast. It can be caused by people and also when lightning hits trees and dry ground. I completely agree with you, Ivan. And here in Colorado, we sometimes experience wildfires, and we actually had one a few years ago caused by lightning. I love the images that you picked. They also show that fire can spread really quickly and be really destructive. Incredible, Ivan. Really good work today. Okay, Miss Mia. Mia did floods, and she said floods can happen quickly because an earthquake underwater causes a tsunami, and it doesn't take a while to reach land. Although earthquakes underwater don't happen that often, the tectonic plates slide, which is connected to the crust and causes an earthquake underwater, which sends a tsunami towards land. There is really nothing to stop a tsunami. Mia, that's an incredible point to make, that you really cannot stop the tsunami coming. There's no way to prevent them. And I think that's a good thing to think about. And yes, they can happen pretty quickly. So I really like how you picked this picture here for the show the destruction. Sorry. And then you can see those two wave pictures there. Really nice job, Mia. And I like your paragraph too. Next is Logan. So Logan chose floods. He said, I know that floods are quick because water is running at a fast pace and takes anything that's in its path. And it can be caused by dams breaking and by so much rain that it will cause a big flood. Yes, Logan, I agree with all of your ideas on your slide today about floods. I also am intrigued by the pictures you chose. This also makes me not want to experience a flood, although I have personally experienced a flood. It was not like this one. So thank you for sharing those cool pictures, Logan. Oops, I keep going the wrong way. Okay, so Eva did tornadoes. Eva also picked a weather event like a couple of our other friends did. So Eva says, I know that a tornado happens quickly. It causes great damage to trees and buildings and that it can hurt people. Eva, I completely agree with you. Tornadoes can be very destructive and they can also hurt people, and people can become injured or even die in a tornado. So that's a good point to be made. Eva, really nice job, and I like the image you picked. It's kind of scary. Okay, Blake picked floods. Blake, I like how you kind of designed your page. Let's go back with some images and some text. This looks really good, Blake. Floods are fast. I know this because they can wash dirt away from houses quickly. Floods can also wash away roads, bridges, and other kinds of platforms. Floods can also wash away the banks of rivers with trees and grass. This is how I know floods are fast. Really nice job. I love your images. Blake, this looks like something we would see on our farmland here in Colorado. And I also see how this cliff is kind of being worn away. I see an example of erosion here as well. Really nice job, Blake. I love your slide. Okay, Callan also did a weather event, which was tornadoes. Callan said, tornadoes are fast, and I know that because they cause a lot of destruction very quickly. They are a rotating column of air that goes amazingly fast. They are also called twisters. I completely agree with you, Callan, and all of these images are really intriguing. I have experienced a couple of tornadoes personally, and they do happen pretty quickly. Although we can be forewarned in a tornado. So that is one good thing about tornadoes. Although they're scary, we can sometimes know when they're coming so we can take shelter. Really nice job, Kellen. Keep going the wrong direction. Okay, so Zarek did arches. Zarek said arches are slow, erosion from wind and water. And I remember at the beginning of this planner, Zarek, when we looked at a picture very much like this one that looked like an arch. And yes, I agree with you. Arches are formed slowly from wind and water. Great job, Zarek. Hyro did tsunamis. Let me move me over here now. Whoa, where am I going? How about here? Tsunamis are quickly and slowly. The speed at which tsunamis travel depends on the ocean depth. A tsunami can exceed, whoops, in the deep ocean, but slows in the shallow water near land. Okay, so I think maybe instead of exceed, you meant they could kind of speed up in the deep ocean. I'll have to ask you later, Hyra. But yes, I do agree with you. And this is an incredible picture of a tsunami coming in, what looks like maybe a hotel or a restaurant. And yes, they do slow as they hit the land. That is something that does happen, Hyro. Really nice job in your sentences today, buddy. And I love this picture that you chose. So Hattie chose volcanoes. Put me in the middle here. Volcanoes are an event that happen fast and slow. They happen fast when the volcano erupts over a day or two, but it is slow when they erupt over months or even years. Hattie, I completely agree with you. So sometimes volcanoes are quick and sometimes they're slow. It just depends on the type of volcano and how it's erupting. So I like how you showed examples of both of those, a volcano that's slowly erupting over time and a volcano that quite obviously has erupted quickly. Excellent pictures, Hattie. I love it. Okay, Miss Zoe did earthquakes. Earthquakes can happen in any weather. Plates slowly move over a long period of time. Fault lines can get stuck, but the plates keep moving. Pressure slowly starts to build up where the edges are stuck, and once the pressure gets strong enough, the plates will suddenly move, causing an earthquake. I completely agree with your share of knowledge, Zoe. I will tell you that earthquakes and weather are two different things. So I do agree with your statement that they can happen in any weather because weather doesn't affect earthquakes. I do love these images that you chose, especially of this fault line right here. Really cool. And wow, that would be incredible to experience. Nice job, Zoe. Oh, keep going the wrong direction. Okay, and I think Hattie's was our last one. So second graders, I'm super proud of you for being risk takers and just jumping in and helping us wrap up this planner in a different way than we would have if we were at school. So I'm really proud of those of you that made slides. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, and know that starting this week, we're already starting a new planner. So this was kind of our time to wrap up our science planner so that we can move on to some other learning. Excellent job, Pirates. I am so proud of all of you. Great work. Oh, no. Oh, no. Pause. Oh my gosh, did I just cancel that?